Hello, and welcome to Prentice's Echoes. We spend our lives searching for the secret to success, the perfect business strategy, the right routine, the magic habit. But all of these methods, from saving money to building a business, rely on a single, fundamental, and non-negotiable skill. The one secret that will determine your success in life is not intelligence, luck, or connections. It is your ability to master the gap between impulse and action. We live in a world designed for instant gratification, instant food, instant information, instant pleasure. Success is found in the ability to intentionally delay that gratification and choose the hard, right thing over the easy, tempting thing. Today, I'm giving you the 3 steps to master this crucial gap and install the core operating system of all successful people. It's time to stop reacting and start choosing. Step 1. Identify the impulse triggers the problem, the subconscious, default reaction. The gap between impulse and action is often so small, milliseconds, sometimes, that we operate on autopilot. You see a notification, and you react. You feel stressed, and you reach for the snack. You feel bored, and you scroll. These are your impulse triggers. The action, creating the awareness block. The first step in mastering the gap is to identify the moment the impulse starts and create an intentional awareness block. Concrete action, map your weakness. For the next 24 hours, identify your top 3 destructive impulses, for example, spending money, emotional eating, criticizing a partner. Name the trigger. For each impulse, identify the immediate triggering emotion or situation, for example, impulse, mindless spending. Trigger, feeling anxious after checking bank account. The pause word, the moment you feel the impulse, use a mental pause word like halt or wait to interrupt the default reaction. The goal here is not to stop the impulse, it is to make the impulse visible. You cannot control what you are not aware of. Step 2, the 10-minute rule. The problem, the short-term brain always wins over the long-term brain. When the impulse strikes, your emotional brain is screaming for immediate relief. Your rational brain, which holds your long-term goals, health, wealth, success, is too quiet to be heard. The action, forcing a delay. We need to give the rational brain time to weigh in. We do this by instituting the 10-minute rule. Concrete action, mandatory delay. When the impulse hits, and you use your pause word, you are now required to wait 10 full minutes before taking the impulsive action. Redirection, during those 10 minutes, you must physically redirect your energy to a neutral task, for example, drinking a glass of water, doing 10 push-ups, tidying a small part of your desk. The secret, most impulses are fleeting and peak quickly. By forcing a 10-minute delay, you often find that the emotional urgency has dissolved, and the impulsive action no longer feels necessary. You have successfully chosen the long-term path simply by delaying the short-term feeling. Step 3, the future self-contract, 6:15 to 8:45. The problem, lacking connection to the consequences. We fail to delay gratification because the reward for the hard, intentional action, success, health, peace, feels distant and abstract. The action, making the future real. The ultimate master of the gap makes the consequences of their action immediate and tangible by connecting their present choice to their future self. Concrete action, define the future self. Write down a detailed description of your successful future self, in 5 years. What are they doing? How do they feel? The contract question, when the impulse strikes, and your 10 minutes are up, ask this question: does this action align with the person I am becoming, or the person I am leaving behind? If the action is impulsive, for example, scrolling, this is what the unfocused me does. I choose the focused me. If the action is intentional, for example, working, this is what the successful me does. The moment you start making choices on behalf of your future self, you stop being a victim of your present feelings and become the architect of your destiny. This is the secret operating system of all success. The one secret to success is not a hack, it is the mastery of self-control, your ability to manage the small gap between impulse and intentional action. Identify, use the pause word to create an awareness block. Delay, enforce the 10-minute rule to dissolve the impulse. Contract, choose your action based on what your future self would do. Success is not a grand strategy. It is the cumulative result of winning these tiny, minute-by-minute battles against your own impulses. If this mastery blueprint resonates with you, please like this video. Share it with anyone who struggles with self-control. Subscribe to Prentice's Echoes for continuous wisdom. Tell me in the comments, what is the one impulse you are committing to delaying for 10 minutes starting today? See you soon.